Often, our soulmates are those that reignite our dwindling fire. We may not see it initially, but they help us keep our spark, because their values are aligned with ours. This is the story of an accountant who quits her job to become a dancer. Will this change be all that she hopes for, or will she regret her decision? In the opening scene of A Paris Christmas Waltz, Emma and her friend Cece are at a theater, watching a dance show. The dancers twirl under the spotlight, giving their audience a magical experience. The show comes to an end, and Emma applauds them. She wishes she could dance like that, but she's not a ballroom dancer. Cece thinks it's possible and decides to get her a Christmas gift. Meanwhile, Leo, one of the dancers, goes backstage to take off his costume. He gets a call from a hospital in Paris that his friend Henry has been injured. He asks the nurse to tell his friend that he'll be taking the first flight to Paris before ending the call. 1 year later, it's Christmas, and Emma is enjoying the holidays. She walks into Cece's Christmas gift shop and reveals she loves the place. Cece loves her job, and the fact that she gets to give back to the community. Emma brings some toys to be added to the shop, and her friend teases her for bringing educational stuff. She gives Emma a toy that is good for stress relief, but Emma is not interested, which leads Cece to talk about Emma's social life. Cece complains that Emma doesn't have any social life outside her dancing classes, which she gifted Emma. She understands that Emma's last relationship did not end well, but thinks that it's time for her to try again. Emma agrees to try again if the situation arises, and Cece asks about the yearly mixer event that her dance class holds. In the next scene, Leo and Henry are playing chess, but Leo isn't concentrating because he is deep in thought. Henry wins the game and complains about him playing half-heartedly. He wonders if Leo is thinking about his trip to New York, which would mean that there's a possibility of him running into Giselle, his ex-dance partner. Giselle has refused to speak with Leo since he didn't partner with her at a Christmas gala the year before. Henry intends to choreograph a dance for Leo to participate in a dance competition. Leo is honored and shows appreciation to Henry for helping him throughout his career, but he reminds Henry that he no longer competes. However, Henry wants Leo to be the one to dance his last choreography. But the problem is that Leo doesn't have a dance partner to perform with. Henry simply tells him to start scouting for one. In the next scene, Emma is at work, and she informs her colleague Steve that she sent him a correction on a file he worked on. He appreciates her, and Emma gets up to leave for lunch. She asks if he wants to tag along, but finds out that his wife has packed him some food for lunch. They talk about their plans for Christmas before Emma leaves. Later on, Emma holds a small tree while walking. Suddenly, Leo grabs her to prevent her from stepping into a puddle. She thanks him, and they continue walking. Leo slips on the ice, but Emma catches him. He assures her that he has good balance, and Emma says that she does too. Just then, she slips on ice and finds it hard to stand up straight, even with Leo helping her. He starts laughing at the situation, and Emma laughs too. Leo thinks it's a good thing they met. He compliments the tree she's holding, and she reveals she got it to decorate her office, adding that she's an accountant. She thinks he looks familiar and asks if they've met before, but Leo doesn't think so. She thanks him once again, and they go their separate ways. Back at the office, Emma places her tree on the table and gets a compliment from one of her colleagues. Just then, Steve walks in looking sad, and Emma asks what the problem is. He reveals that he's been given a 2-week notice, as he's being laid off due to the company's restructuring plans. Emma wonders why he's the one being laid off, and Steve thinks it's because the rest of them have been with the company for a longer period. He dreads the thought of breaking the news to his family, and Emma feels bad for him. She leaves to speak with their director. She suggests that the director let her go while Steve stays, saying that he has a family to take care of. She confesses that she's been planning to make some changes in her life, and she's taking the opportunity now. The director asks if she's sure, and she confirms that she is sure of what she's doing. In the next scene, Emma breaks the news about her job to Cece. Her friend thinks she's crazy for giving up her job, but Emma claims she is following Cece's advice, doing things differently. She assures Cece that she has some money saved up, adding that there might be a new life waiting for her. Cece agrees that it's exciting and adventurous, and decides to go with it. Later on, the girls arrive at a ballroom dance party. Cece soon finds a partner to dance with, and Emma now has to find one for herself. She goes to the bar and reaches for a paper cup, but ends up destroying the cup stack. A man helps her with the cups and gives her a glass cup instead. They recognize each other immediately after their eyes meet. The man is Leo, and Emma now remembers where she knew him from, the dance show at the theater a year ago. They introduce themselves and chat for a bit, before Leo leaves when a man walks in and introduces him to a dancer. Leo and the dancer glide across the dance floor in perfect harmony. Cece joins Emma and asks why she didn't dance with Leo, and Emma reveals that he didn't ask her to dance with him. Cece informs Emma that Leo is looking for a dance partner for a competition, adding that the woman he's dancing with is one of the applicants. Leo ends the dance and thanks the dancer. Angelo, the man who introduced Leo to the dancer, asks what he thinks about her, and Leo mentions that she's all about technique in a flexible way. Sadly, Angelo is out of options for Leo, since he has rejected every dancer he has been introduced to. Cece, who's listening in on their conversation, interrupts, saying that he hasn't auditioned Emma. She praises Emma's dancing skills and adds that she's free for the holidays. Emma joins them and is whisked away to the dance floor by Leo before she can process what is going on. Emma isn't ready, but Leo doesn't care and asks her to stop talking. They start dancing, and he corrects her mistakes. She is surprised when he says that he's auditioning her. They continue dancing, even when she steps on Leo. They end the dance and she walks away feeling good. Cease follows her. Angelo thinks that the dance was interesting, and Leo agrees. Angelo takes this as a sign that he's okay with Emma, and congratulates him for finding a partner. At the other side of the room, Emma asks if Cease told Leo that she wanted to compete with him, and Cease confirms that she did. Emma is excited, but believes that she's not in his league. Cease then points out that the competition is for a professional dancer and an amateur dancer. Just then, Leo joins them and asks if Emma wants to give a proper trial. Emma reveals that she doesn't have any experience in competitions, and Leo assures her that it doesn't matter. He informs her that they'll have long practice sessions, adding that she'll be meeting the famous choreographer, Henry. Emma doesn't have a problem with any of the plans, and Leo decides to audition her again the next day. He reveals that they'll be going to Paris before leaving. In the next scene, Emma arrives in Paris and appreciates Leo for picking her up. She's excited to see Paris, and Leo wonders if she has never traveled, making her reveal that she has only traveled locally. Leo takes it upon himself to be her tourist guide as he starts showing her different buildings. They arrive at Emma's hotel, and he lets her know that he'll be staying at Henry's house, which is not far from the hotel. Emma is excited to stay in a picturesque hotel, and Leo smiles as he looks at her. He thinks that seeing Paris through her eyes shows that he's been missing a lot of things. Just then, a lady walks out of the hotel to take a taxi. She notices their accent and asks if they're Americans, which they confirm. The woman tells them that Paris is a romantic place for couples, and assures them that they'll enjoy their stay, but Leo corrects her, saying that they're colleagues. Regardless, the woman believes that they look good together before leaving. After checking her in, Leo asks to meet with her for coffee before rehearsals the next day. She is not disappointed by the room decor and lies on her bed, excited for what's coming. The next day, Emma goes for breakfast and waits for Leo. Shortly after, Leo joins her and asks if she slept well, but Emma hardly slept, as she was constantly worried about her meeting with Henry, wondering if she'll meet up to his expectations. Leo advises her not to pressure herself, as he's still struggling to meet Henry's expectations. Leo confesses that he agreed to do the dance competition because it has been a while. She wonders why he stopped, but he replies that it's a conversation for another day. Their orders arrive and Emma digs in, enjoying the taste. Afterward, Emma and Leo walk to Fontaine Dance Studio, Henry's dance school. Angelo is teaching some dancers, and Leo reveals that Angelo is teaching 2 of the professional and amateur teams, so she'll meet the other contestants at the welcome party. Just then, Emma sees Henry walking up to Angelo, who introduces him to the team. Leo introduces Emma to him. Henry immediately tells her to get changed so that they can get started, and Leo asks him to go easy on her. They start the rehearsals, and Emma continues making mistakes, but Henry relentlessly corrects her each time. She takes a break and walks away. Leo assures Henry that she will get better, but Henry thinks she's good. Emma joins them, and Henry thinks that they need a spark between them to perform better. He instructs them to spend some time together and get to know each other. As they walk out of the student, Emma doesn't think it went well, but Leo advises her to trust Henry's process. They decide to start with a walk around the streets of Paris. They talk about the Paris Christmas spirit, which leads to Emma revealing how she quit her job. In the next scene, they start a game to find out what they have in common. Unfortunately, they discover that they have nothing in common. He asks what her favorite Christmas memory is, and she reveals that it was the dance show she attended a year ago, the show Leo performed. She confesses that he's the reason she started dancing. Afterward, they walk back, and when she's about to leave for her hotel, Leo says that they still have work to do. He approaches a Christmas band and asks them to play a song for them. He starts dancing and singing. He draws Emma in, and she starts singing and dancing along with him. They sing in harmony and show off their dancing skills. When they end their performance, their audience claps. Leo sees a decorated carriage and they hop onto it, driving away. They arrive at her hotel, and Leo spots a mistletoe at the top of the door. He decides to step away to keep a professional relationship with her, and informs her that he never dates his dance partners, which Emma thinks is smart. She walks into the hotel. She sits in her room, sober and lost in her thoughts. The next day, Emma is woken up by the sound of an envelope sliding under her door. She gets up to pick up the envelope and opens it to see an invitation to the Yuletide Proem Christmas soiree, Yuletide Proem being the competition she's preparing for. A few moments later, Emma calls Cease while searching for suitable clothes to wear for the party. Cease has packed her cute red dress, but Emma thinks the dress is boring. She wants to look dazzling, making Cease surprised to see her worrying about what to wear. Emma spills the tea to Cease about how she spent a romantic evening with Leo, but ended up getting disappointed when he said that he doesn't date his dance partners. Cease wonders if she's fallen for Leo, but Emma dodges the question. She eventually suggests how to style the red dress. In the next scene, Emma arrives at the party looking elegant and beautiful. She sees Leo talking with Angelo and Henry, and smiles when their eyes meet. Leo walks up to her and compliments her outfit. Henry joins them, kissing Emma's hand. She compliments the decorations for the party, and Henry reveals that competitive people know how to put on a show, reminding her that she'll be sharing the dance floor with the dancers present for the qualifying round. He tells her that dancers will do anything to be in front of the judges, which scares Emma a little bit. A magazine asks to interview Henry, and he leaves with the host. Emma compliments Leo's suit, and he simply reveals that it's good for dancing. He calls her to show her something, and she sees the Eiffel Tower lit up from the window. She is excited and believes it would be a dream to dance in the Eiffel Tower, and Leo admits that it's a romantic idea. They clink their glasses as they continue watching the Eiffel Tower, and she thanks him for making her Christmas beautiful. They're interrupted by Giselle, Leo's former dance partner, and it suddenly becomes awkward. She wonders why he's at the party, and he informs her that he's competing in a show, introducing Emma as his dance partner. Giselle reveals that she also has a new dance partner, whom she'd like to introduce to Leo. A photographer interrupts, asking to take a picture of Giselle and Leo. They both oblige, leaving Emma alone. Emma walks out of the room, watching as they get their photos taken. Seeing the situation, Henry walks up to her and assures her that she's a better match for Leo than Giselle. This makes Emma smile. The photo shoot ends and Leo joins Emma, apologizing for the interruption, but Emma is fine with it. Just then, Giselle spots her partner Paulo and introduces him to Emma and Leo. Paulo exchanges pleasantries with them, after which Giselle informs them that he's a great dancer, adding that they should expect a tough competition. Leo thanks her for the warning as they walk away. Leo tells Emma not to let Giselle get to her, but Emma denies that she was intimidated. In the next scene, at the hotel, the receptionist asks how she is, and she confesses that she's nervous about the qualifying round, adding that she hopes they make it to the finals. The receptionist shows her an article with Leo and Giselle's pictures. The headline calls them a ballroom couple, which makes Emma even more stressed. In the next scene, Giselle shows Henry and Leo the article that was written about them before walking off. Leo doesn't want Emma to see the article, so Henry hides it when she joins them. However, she leaves to get dressed and Henry realizes that she has seen it already, judging by her countenance. Emma comes out dressed in a red dress. Leo walks up to her and apologizes for the article, but she claims that it's fine and wants them to focus on passing the round. One by one, the dance teams walk onto the dance floor gracefully as the audience cheers for them. They take their turns walking in front of the judges before taking position. The dance starts, and Emma doesn't make any mistakes this time. The winners are now being called, and they wait anxiously for their number to be called, but it doesn't seem to be happening. When they've lost hope, they hear their number, and Emma feels relieved. They hug Henry before walking out. The winning teams wave as the audience claps. Leo confronts Giselle for trying to block Emma during the dance, but Giselle denies doing that, calling Emma inexperienced. Henry suggests that they celebrate their victory at his place. Emma turns to Leo and thanks him for taking care of her on the dance floor. Leo reveals that he's enjoying competing with her. He offers his hand to her, and she takes it as they leave. She wonders what they should get for Henry, and Leo says that he has an idea. In the next scene, Emma and Leo carry a Christmas tree to Henry's house. Emma, Leo, and Henry clink glasses as they celebrate making it to the next round. The Christmas tree is now decorated, and Henry reveals that even though the performance wasn't perfect, it meant the world to him. It appears to be a moment of appreciation, because Leo mentions that they were able to make it because of Henry's faith in them. Emma is not left out, and she reveals that working with the two of them is the best Christmas gift. Henry leaves to get snacks for them as Leo and Emma finish decorating the tree. Seeing the huge work attached to the decoration, Leo regrets his decision, and mentions that buying a flower would have been easier. Leo reveals that his health is fluctuating, but recently he has been doing well because of the competition. It is Henry's opportunity to show the world his gift through them, and Emma is glad to be a part of it. Emma wants to place a ballerina decoration at the top of the tree, and needs Leo's help. He lifts her and puts her down when she's done. They stare into each other's eyes, but are interrupted by a commotion from the kitchen and rush to help Henry. Together, they prepare a cheese board. Henry discovers that Emma is an accountant, and he wishes she could help him, since his last bookkeeper left a mess for him. Emma offers to take a look at it the next day. They wish each other a Merry Christmas before eating. The next day, Emma looks through Henry's account book and discovers that he's owed some money. Henry wonders where Leo found someone as smart as Emma, and they start recalling the day he met her, but they have different memories of what happened on that day. In the next scene, Emma and Leo order a special dessert and await their order. Leo thanks Emma for helping Henry out, before asking what her plans for the future are. She wants to have fun and make people happy. Leo thinks she's amazing for being able to smile no matter what happens to her, and Emma reveals that it's because she's part of something beautiful, which is working with Henry and Leo. Afterward, they go for a walk, and Emma wonders how long it'll take to see all the beautiful things in Paris. She wonders why he picked her as his dance partner, and he reveals that it was because of her pure joy for dancing, something he'd lost. Emma smiles, and suddenly he leans in to kiss her, right there under the streetlights. Leo stops, apologizing for the kiss, adding that he's seen dance partnerships go awry due to romantic feelings. Emma pretends to understand, and wants to return to her hotel. Leo offers to walk her there, but she refuses. She wants them to act like the kiss never happened, if it's what he wants, and he believes that it'll be for the best. She turns around and walks away. At her hotel room, Emma calls Cease to give her the gist of what happened between her and Leo. Meanwhile, Leo also tells Henry about what happened with Emma. Henry wonders how he left her, and Leo informs him that they decided to pretend like it never happened, as he doesn't want to ruin their professional relationship. However, Henry thinks it's time for Leo to start looking towards the future. Back at the hotel, Cease wonders why Emma decided to shut down the feelings she has for Leo, and she reveals that he doesn't have the same feelings for her. So, a one-sided relationship is not her plan. The next day, Emma and Leo are rehearsing for their next dance under Henry's supervision. At the same time, Giselle and Paulo are also rehearsing in the studio, and Emma can't stop herself from glancing at them, which results in her making mistakes. Meanwhile, Paulo asks Giselle if something is going on between her and Leo, or if it's a friendly match, but Giselle laughs it off. Leo leaves to get some water, and Emma stares at Giselle before walking away to get her towel. She has a little chat with Henry afterward. Later on, Giselle meets Leo. Emma watches their interaction and asks if he gave Giselle any of their secrets, but Leo doesn't think they have any. Suddenly Henry falls, and Leo rushes to help him up. He decides to walk him to his flat. In the next scene, Emma walks into a boutique and sees Giselle. She decides to take a look around. She takes a dress and goes to try it on. Giselle sees her when she comes out and compliments her, saying that it looks flattering, but she claims that Leo doesn't like green. She assures Emma that with time, she'll learn more about Leo. Giselle wonders if Leo has told her that he doesn't date his dance partners, and Emma confirms that he has. Giselle notes that she has feelings for him, adding that Leo can be a heartbreaker, which makes Emma curious. She wonders if Leo broke her heart, but Giselle doesn't answer, and instead picks out a dress for Emma to try on. Emma appreciates her and goes into the dressing room, leaving her phone on a table. Her phone starts ringing and Giselle ignores it, seeing that it's Leo. Meanwhile, Leo leaves a message for Emma telling her that Henry is okay, and asking to meet up with her. Back at the boutique, Emma pays and leaves with the dress Giselle picked for her. Giselle goes to the counter and sees that Emma left something behind. She calls Leo to tell him that Emma forgot her package at the boutique. Leo is surprised to find out that they were shopping together. Giselle decides to drop it off with Leo at the cafe, since she's on the street, and he agrees. Meanwhile, Emma is in her room and realizes that her phone is flat. She charges it and checks for messages. She gets Leo's message, which makes her smile. She immediately leaves for the cafe when she hears that he wants to meet up. Back at the cafe, Giselle walks in, places an order, and gives him the package. Giselle asks what is going on between Emma and him, but Leo says that nothing is going on. Giselle then points out that they're no longer dance partners, trying to indicate that they can date, but Leo doesn't get what she means, and thinks she wants to get in his head before the competition. Giselle's drink is served, and she toasts to a healthy competition between them. Right at that moment, Emma walks into the cafe and Giselle spots her. She pretends that there's a fly in Leo's hair and picks it out. Leo stops her, and Emma sees this and walks out of the cafe. She walks back to the hotel, blinded by her tears. Later on, Emma is in her room and answers a call from the reception. She hears a knock on her door and opens it, thinking it'll be hotel staff, but it turns out to be Leo. She pretends to not have gotten his message, and asks how Henry is. Leo compliments the dress she's wearing, and asks if she wants to grab a drink, but she turns him down. He wonders if she's upset at him, which she denies, saying that she needs some sleep. Leo understands and leaves. The next day, Emma and Leo are rehearsing for the finals, but they can't look into each other's eyes, which makes them look disconnected. Henry complains about this, and they try again, but still don't get it right. They take a break, and Leo tells them to get some air and some hot chocolate for him. At the cafe, Leo tells her about where the cafe gets its coffee beans from, and notices that she's not as excited as she used to be. He wonders what is going on, and wants to help, but Emma says that there's nothing he can do. He finds out that it's about him, and he tries to remind her that the kiss was a mistake. Emma gets the memo that he wants them to look romantic on the dance floor, but not in real life. She understands, but can't turn her feelings on and off. Leo wonders what she means by that, but she tells him to focus on the dance and walks out. Back at the studio, Emma and Leo continue their rehearsal, but still don't get it. Henry starts leaving, but Leo stops him. Emma thinks it's her fault for letting her emotions get the best of her, but Henry says the problem is that they're both shutting down their feelings. He would prefer that they don't dance his piece if they keep up this way, and Emma promises that they'll take the win. But the truth is that Henry wants to inspire people, and doesn't care about winning. He wants them to start trusting themselves if they want to give the kind of performance he wants. Henry walks away when he sees that it's hopeless. In the next scene, Emma goes to the cafe alone and gets a call from Cease. She informs Emma that she'll be watching the stream of the finals. Emma tells her everything, and Cease comforts her, advising her to let out all the feelings she has on the dance floor. The next day, it's time for the finals, and Leo walks up to Emma at her dressing table, asking how she's feeling. She confesses that she's nervous. Meanwhile, Cease and Steve are watching the finals stream. The finals begin, and the first team starts dancing. Next up is Giselle and Paulo, and Giselle asks if Emma got her package from Leo. Leo brings it out, and Emma leaves, revealing that she had seen him with Giselle, which surprises him. He tries to explain that there's nothing between them. Henry joins the pair and gives them an encouraging speech to make them feel better. Giselle's performance ends, and they walk onto the dance floor. They start their performance and they get it right this time, giving a magical experience to their audience. It was so magical that they are inspired by their performance too. They kiss in front of the cheering crows. Everyone watching is proud of Emma, especially Cease and Henry. Henry receives a standing ovation for creating such a beautiful piece. He's grateful to them for bringing his piece to life, and is moved to tears. In the last scene, Leo and Emma are dancing on the bridge, and Emma confesses that she wanted to give him the trophy as a gift, wondering if he's sad that they didn't win. But Leo says that he got a better gift, her heart. He makes it clear that the kiss on the dance floor was not a mistake. They kiss and start dancing as the snow falls gently.